Now I'm hearing about this black woman named Sonya Massey who was murdered in her home by a white police officer. It's unfortunate that in this day and time, black men is allowing white police officers to walk into the home of a black woman and execute her. Black men keep talking about a pot of hot water and what the police officer who executed her should and should not have done. But what I do not hear black men talking about is where were the black men in Sonya Massey's life when a white police officer was in her living room executing her. Where were these black men? In the aftermath, you suddenly see these black men come up the woodwork, trying to prosecute the white police officer, and he should be prosecuted. There is no doubt in my mind that he should be prosecuted and given the death penalty. But why is it black men is not asking the question, where were the black men in Sonya Massey's life when she was being executed in her living room? Where were they? I believe that night when she called the police to investigate a prowler outside her house, I do not believe that the police were the first people she called. I don't believe that. I believe that Sonya Massey called the closest men to her in her life, which was black men. And I believe she called them, wanting them to come investigate the prowler she thought she had. And I believe that these black men decided to not show up. That's my suspicion. It's only natural for a woman, when she's in some kind of trouble, to call the man who is closest to her. And I believe that those men she called initially were black men, and they didn't show up. So she called the police, which obviously was a fatal mistake. So I believe that black men should be asking the question, where were the black men in Sonya Massey's life that night while a white police officer was executing her? Where were these black men? And we should also be asking the question, what is black men supposed to do? What should we be doing to prevent this from ever happening again? To prevent a white police officer from walking into the home of a black woman and executing her? We know the answer is to have our own community and our own law enforcement, and we can do things our way. This is what black men should be discussing and talking about, instead of talking about a pot of hot water.